In this video, I'm sharing with you my fingerstyle arrangement of Make You Feel My Love. So let's begin with a demo and then we'll move into our tutorial. If you're enjoying this arrangement, please show my channel some love by giving this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to download any of my fingerstyle tabs, song sheets, or songbooks, you'll find them all on Patreon. The link is down below in the video description. If you've been following my arrangements for a while, then welcome back. And if you're new here, then welcome. I'm Lara. I'm a musician and a composer, and I love to teach fingerstyle arrangements and song tutorials for all levels. If you're not familiar with reading tablature, then see this video link above, where I'll help you to get started reading tabs. This arrangement is for low G tuning, and next in our tutorial, we'll walk through how to play the first verse, step by step, to get you started. Let's start with the rhythm of measure 1 at a slow tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We begin this measure with our index finger on the first fret of the second string and our pinky on the third fret of the first string. And then we're going to lift up our pinky and move our index finger to the first fret of the first string. And now measure 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here we'll place our pinky back down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string to begin this measure. And then we'll place our index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And then we'll lift it back up. And next measure 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. To begin measure 3, we have our index finger on the 1st fret of the 1st string and our middle and ring fingers on the 3rd fret of strings 3 and 2. Then we'll place down our pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, keeping our other fingers in place. Then we'll lift up our pinky to pick the 1st fret of the 1st string, and then we'll lift up our index finger to pick the open 1st string to finish measure 3. And now measure 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Throughout this measure, we have our index finger covering the 1st fret of strings 1 and 2, and our middle finger covering the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And next measure 5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're going to begin measure 5 covering the 1st fret of strings 1, 2, and 3. Now here I prefer to use my ring finger, middle finger, and index finger, but if it's more comfortable, you can also use your index finger to bar the 1st fret across all 3 strings. So we're going to keep the 1st fret covered on strings 1, 2, and 3 for most of this measure. And then we'll lift up all 3 fingers to play the open 1st string, and then we'll finish this measure on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Now here I like to use my ring finger because it makes it a bit easier to transition to our F chord that comes next in measure 6. So we're going to maintain our F chord shape through measure 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And now measure 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We ended measure 6 on our F chord shape, and moving into measure 7, we're going to keep our index finger in place and move our middle finger from the 2nd fret of the 4th string to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Then we're going to cover the 3rd fret of strings 4 and 2, and here I like to use my middle and ring finger, and then we go back to the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and we end this measure back on our F chord. We're going to stay on our F chord shape through measure 8, and the final F chord in measure 7 carries over to the first half beat in measure 8. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. At the end of measure 8, we have repeat bars, so we'll go back to measure 1 for the 2nd verse. I hope you enjoy learning this beautiful arrangement of Make You Feel My Love. Have fun practicing, and thanks for watching.